Hello, welcome back to Top Cheddar Sports. It is NHL Wednesday. It's been a while since I have been with you all. Apologies for that. Just been some busy times going on right now. But I am so happy to be back. I have missed this. I've missed talking some hockey with you all. Now, a little background, I guess, of how we kind of do things at Top Cheddar. Typically, we put on a whiteboard behind the camera exactly what we want to talk about that day. I did not do that today. I wrote it all down on my phone here. And yes, I know also that, this isn't an NHL jersey. This is a North Dakota Fighting Sioux, now Fighting Hawks jersey. I just had to wear this to represent. They have been named, as of a couple days ago, the new number one team in the nation in the NCAA men's hockey rankings. So congratulations to North Dakota. Always love North Dakota. Long list of great players come out of there. I love all of them, every single one. If you went to North Dakota, I love you. Anyways, some things to talk about today. There were two contract extensions. The bigger of the two, Zach Kassian re-upped with the Edmonton Oilers for 4 years, $3.2 million per. This is a bold contract and one that I don't like for the Oilers. As a Flames fan, I love this, but it seems to be kind of following that vicious cycle the Oilers seem to get themselves into, where basically you get a cheap veteran forward, pay him little to no money, put him on a line with McDavid. He produces, so you reward him with a big raise to then realize that, oh, it was Connor McDavid that was making him play great, and he can't really sustain this for 4 seasons. So I feel like it's going to be another one of those, but that said, congrats to Zach Kassian on his payday. Good on him. Yeah, like if they're offering that to you, then why not, right? Next big bit of news. Well, I guess I'll talk about the other contract extension first. So Marcus Pettersson of the Pittsburgh Penguins, he got a 5-year extension that will pay him an average of $4.025 mil per over 5 years. As a Penguins fan, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Pettersson, to his credit, has developed quite well since the Pens got him from the Ducks for Sprong, I believe. You could argue they've won that trade to this point. That said, is Pettersson worth over $4 million per season? Probably not. But I can live with that. It's the term of this contract that scares me a little bit. 5 years is a long time to be paying someone that much. So I definitely would have preferred to see more of a bridge deal. Saying a lot today. I'm trying to collect my thoughts delicately. I would probably have preferred more of a bridge deal type contract, but they already have it done, so we will figure out how that goes. But good, again, for Marcus Pettersson. Again, if the team wants to pay you that, then why not? Injury news. Tomas Hertl of the San Jose Sharks, who was having a very good season, tore his ACL and MCL. Something you don't see in hockey too often. That's more of I feel like a football, soccer, basketball injury. But nonetheless, ACL, MCL tear, Tomas Hertl out for the year. Obviously, get well soon, and that sucks for him. I guess if there's any light in this situation is the Sharks weren't really in the hunt or anything anyways, so this really won't impact them too much this season. But hopefully Tomas Hertl can fully recover, because sometimes with injuries like this, we saw with Erik Karlsson even a little bit, he had his Achilles. You never quite get back to that level that you were before something like that. So hopefully he can, because obviously tremendous player. And the last bit of news, I guess, and then I want to talk about one other thing. Dustin Byfuglien, I mentioned, I think back to literally before the season started, that this would be something we would continue to talk about all season. Dustin Byfuglien and the Winnipeg Jets are expected to mutually come to an agreement on terminating his contract, as Byfuglien officially will not be able to play this season due to his injury. So why is this important? Well, first off, this will make Big Buff a free agent. Now, again, he's hurt, so he can't play this year anyways, but he will be a free agent as soon as this comes to light. So theoretically, even though they couldn't have him for this year, if a team wanted to make him an offer, they could start doing that immediately. So that's something to watch for. I imagine nothing would really get rolling on that until the offseason, and they see how his recovery goes and all that, or if he even wants to play, because there were obviously the talks prior to all of this that Byfuglien was contemplating retiring. All that aside, this is mainly big for the Jets themselves, as they will now be able to put his, I believe it's, I have it written down here, 7.6 mil. His 7.6 mil cap hit, they can now put that on the long-term injured reserve, which essentially means come trade deadline, they can use that 7.6 million. So they essentially just gained 7.6 million in cap space by doing this, which again, obviously huge for them as we approach the trade deadline if they want to look to acquire someone there. So that's something to keep an eye out on, as the Jets are right there in a playoff spot moving forward. So big on the Jets, and good to finally see that seemingly getting resolved. The last thing I wanted to touch on is to just talk about how fun the Battle of Alberta is. Obviously, the goalie fight we saw in that game for this past week, but a ton of other scrums, and just every game. So the Flames are leading the season series 3-1 currently. They still have one more game. It's the last game of the year in Calgary. So you may look at that and be like, oh, this is kind of lopsided. But no, like the Flames dominated the first game of the series in Edmonton. The Oilers just dominated them in Calgary. And then the other two in the middle, that the Flames won both, they were still very close games. This has been so fun to watch, and just really hoping that they end 2-3 like they are currently in the Pacific right now, because we'd all deserve that playoff series. That would just be probably seven really fun games, and we deserve it. So let's make it happen. I think the NHL should just right now, no matter what, be like, that's the first round matchup. We don't really care what you do the rest of the season. Let's make that happen, because how fun would that be? But yeah, that goalie fight was awesome. Haven't seen that since 2013. So I didn't realize they were that rare, because I remember watching that other one. I feel like we've had some close calls in between there that weren't maybe considered fights, but just a crazy game. And they ended the second period 24 seconds early, which is something I have literally never seen before in my life, that the refs were just like, you all need to cool off. We're ending this period now. There was still 24 seconds on the clock. I don't know if we'll ever see that again. That was very strange. And then they also ended the third period 1 second early, which doesn't really get talked about because it's 1 second. But yeah, just crazy, crazy stuff. Awesome to see. Hopefully we get more of that in the playoffs. But that will do it. Keep this video on the shorter side, kind of, still 9 minutes. That'll do it for me. Great to be back. I will see you all next week for NHL Wednesdays as well. And leave a like, leave a comment, smash the subscribe button, and I would be remiss if I didn't mention Top Cheddar has a TikTok now as well that you can check out at Top Cheddar Sports on TikTok. The first videos we are doing is kind of each NHL team's goal song, and making TikToks based off their goal song. And that's all I want to say because I don't want to spoil it, but go check that out as well. See you next week.